Yo everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a celebrity inspired look, and this one is the look that was done by MAC for Rihanna for the Viva Glam Rihanna lipstick that was released a couple of weeks ago last month. And this is the picture which I'll show now. And yeah, so I've got most of the products but not all of them, so I have tried to kind of use dupes, and I hope that you enjoy the look. If you want to know how I achieved this look, stay tuned. After applying my foundation, concealer and my eyebrows, I'm going to be using Gosh's Velvet Touch eyeliner in Truly Brown, which is basically a dark matte brown. Rihanna actually uses Teddy, which is a little bit warmer, but this is kind of all I had. And I am slowly applying it to my entire eyelid as a base, because then I'm going to be placing eyeshadow on top. So don't worry about being too neat, just place it gently. I know it looks like I'm jabbing my eye, but I'm not. Just place it gently and then blend it in. Then I used Embark and a 217 brush, and what I'm going to be doing is firstly just patting it and kind of prodding it into the base, not actually kind of brushing it over, but more patting it in, because otherwise you will kind of drag the base around a little bit and leave drag lines. And then I'm also applying it into the crease and slowly dragging it upwards. There is a lot of blending involved with doing this eye look, even though you're only using one colour, and I'm slowly dragging it upwards, but I'm also doing kind of little circular motions as I drag it all the way into the crease. Because you're only using one shade, you've just got to make sure that the base underneath doesn't look patchy. So take your time on this, don't rush, because I did. I mean, obviously I've cut out bits, but this is kind of how it should look afterwards. And then I'm using Grain, and I'm using that as a highlight shade, and that is literally it. Just two colours is all it takes to do this look, obviously with the base as well. And then what I do is, as always, I use my 224 brush by MAC, and then I'm just going to blend around between the base shade and the highlight shade to make sure that there are no harsh edges anywhere. Using the same Truly Brown eyeliner shade, place it underneath your waterline. I actually tried to put it on my waterline as well, but it didn't quite show up as much as I wanted. So instead I use Rimmel Scandaleyes waterproof kohl kajal in black instead of the brown colour. Anyway, I used a pencil brush then and used the same Embark shade that I applied on the lid, and I applied this over the eyeliner to kind of smoke out the look even more. Now to line my upper lash line, I used Blacktrack Fluidline, which is a black gel eyeliner, which Rihanna also used. And then I applied L'Oreal's Miss Manag mascara to my eyelashes. And here is what the completed eye look itself looks like. Very smoked out, very dark, very sultry kind of look. Now I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit, and the shade I'm using in is Havana, which is darker than I normally use, but Rihanna uses the contour shade Blunt, which is not actually sold in the UK, so I guess if you're based in the US then you can use that. And I'm doing a really dark, very defined kind of contour, just lining up with my cheekbones until it's nicely blended in. As a blush I used Coppertone, which is like a peachy brown shade. Rihanna uses Melba, which I don't have, but that's also like a nice corally peachy shade, so it's quite a similar shade to use. So feel free to use that if you have that. Now, even though it's not listed that Rihanna has a highlighter on, the picture looks like she does. So I'm using my favorite golden highlighter by Topshop called Sunbeam, and I am placing it on top of the cheekbones to give a nice glowy look to the face. Using a lip liner, a red one called Deep Red by NYX. Rihanna uses Brick by MAC, which is also just a bright red, and I'm using that to line the lips. And then of course I'm going to be filling in my lips with Viva Glam Rihanna, the lipstick, which is a beautiful frosty blue base pink that suits everybody, and I absolutely love it.